Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, and it's about time that I update you guys. So I'm gonna start off here at the very beginning. So this video has been in the works since November. Over the course of the past 3 years, I've really been struggling in having productive doctor's appointments with my primary care. A lot of my appointments were very negative. I would leave crying. I got to a place where I could not attend appointments alone because I didn't feel heard. He would either dismiss me or he would yell at me, and he just didn't see a point really to the requests that I was making. And so he was just deeming everything as not needed, not important, normal. And so everything finally came to a head this last November, where I kind of explain it a little bit, but I had an appointment with him. It was just supposed to be a basic pre-op, and he exploded at me and yelled at me so badly that I had nightmares for an entire week about him. And every time I had a moment of just silence, it was filled with just replaying that appointment over and over and over. And I was finally done. I was like, I am not going to be treated this way any longer. I deserve better care. I deserve to have a doctor who actually sees me and understands my case and wants to work with me, instead of having a doctor who thinks that he has all this power and that he can do anything and get away with everything. And that is the reason why I reported my family doctor, was because he had broken his clinic's code of conduct, and he had mistreated me by that point multiple times. It wasn't just once, it was multiple times, and I kept brushing it off because I was desperate for care. And typically how it goes in my province is, if you're not happy with your primary care, you would remove them from your care basically, and then you would just be dependent on urgent cares until you are finally like matched with another doctor, and usually you're on a list for like 2 to 3 years, if not more. She just dropped my glasses. And so I didn't want to do that because I knew for myself that I could not be on a waiting list for 2 to 3 years, and I couldn't just rely on urgent cares for my case, because my case is very complex and it requires a doctor who's following me consistently. And so I finally stood up for myself, and I made that appointment with my clinic to discuss the treatment that I was being dealt. I brought Matt with me, and he was able to vouch for me in that appointment too. And the meeting was with the clinic director and the clinic manager, and I was very glad that it was both of them, because I think if it was only like the one, she was a little bit dismissive, not like kind of, but not really. She basically was trying to cover up the reason why my doctor might be treating me that way, and it's not okay to be treated like that. And so if it wasn't for the other lady, I don't know if I would have gotten this far. But that other lady, she listened to me and she understood my concerns. She had walked chronic illness herself, and so she knew that feeling. And so she was like, I will look for you. I will talk to these doctors for you to see if they're willing to take on your case. And for me specifically, so how it also works in my province is, if you are married and like your spouse has a family doctor, you can see if that family doctor has room in their practice for you. And so that is what I did, is we started with his primary care. And so I finally got a call back that she is willing to meet with me, meeting with her to see if she will be willing to take on my case and then take over my care. And so I'm really hoping that this means that the nightmares of my family doctor are over and that I don't have to see him anymore. because you should feel safe to go to see your doctor. And if you do not, something needs to be done about that. And I'm just so proud of myself for like standing up for myself, you know? I don't always feel like I'm the type of person to stand up for myself. I usually just deal with what I've been dealt. And this was the first time that I was like, no, I'm not dealing with this. And I did something about it. And thankfully, things are so far working out. But I know that's not the case for everybody. But I wanted to put this out there because I know that there are so many people, especially in Canada, who have been mistreated by their doctors and just have to deal with it. And so I wanted to record my process of how I stood up for myself and how I advocated for my care, and to help other people know where to start. And because I didn't know where to start, I almost reported him to like the College of Physicians here, which would have been really bad because apparently he's actually on the board to that. So I'm glad that I didn't do that. But a lot of people do just go straight to the board. But I would encourage you that if you're having issues with a doctor, I would start with their clinic director. Yeah, and don't give up. You're worth it. So here is that, my thoughts, my feelings, and the process since November. Hi, everybody. Today is Wednesday, November 27th, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video because today I have had probably the worst experience I've ever had with a doctor in my life. I've had time to process what happened, and I've had time to cry about it, and I've also reached out to others who have had similar experiences, and this is the first time that I will ever be moving forward to report a doctor for their behavior. I'm not making this video to harp on my doctor because I know that doctors are under a lot of stress, but it is not okay to tolerate abusive behavior from a doctor or anybody. If you know me, you know that I'm a really naturally nice and approachable person. I'm someone who is very bubbly and lighthearted and really easygoing. But my medical journey has caused me to often not be able to behave that way because I'm often not taken seriously if I come to an appointment with that kind of demeanor. And over the last couple of years, I've had to really learn to fight for my health, to learn to stand up for myself, and really push for further testing, for further answers, for seeing specialists, even though I might have 2 or 3 under my belt of that same specialty, because my case is complex. The downside of free healthcare and Canadian healthcare is that it's very overrun. It's very full, I guess, for lack of a better word. I was looking for a better word, but the wait lists are long to get in to see a specialist, and the wait lists for primary care is also incredibly long, leaving so many patients without proper care and leaving so many patients reliant on urgent cares and ERs because they don't have primary care, which also poses the complication of our hospitals and doctors' offices being overly crowded. Overall, it's just a big mess. And I know that many patients across Canada are frustrated with this and struggle with getting proper care or timely care unless it's a life or death situation. But as a chronically ill patient who has had to deal with so many different doctors, who has experienced gaslighting, who has experienced a wide variety of physicians, from ones that are really killing it, like really rocking it. They're thriving in healthcare, and they're the type of doctor that you wish that you could see every single time. They're so kind, they're so helpful, and they're driven to help their patients, to seeing doctors who are burnt out, who are not in their best state of mind, I guess, who are empty, which can lead to gaslighting and being dismissive and being lashed out at, in my experience anyways. The nice thing about Canadian healthcare is that you can have those experiences and not have to pay physical money to be verbally abused or emotionally abused, which I know that a lot of Americans and other people in the world do not have that experience. And so I am very thankful for free healthcare and for the really positive experiences that I have had in my healthcare journey. But I've also had a lot of really difficult experiences in my healthcare journey. And one of those being my family doctor. I believe that your family doctor is your first point of connection in the medical field. And I believe that your first point of connection in the medical field should be a positive one. You should feel safe to go to your family doctor to express your concerns and to believe that your concerns are going to be met with some form of care. But that is not always the case. And unfortunately, in the last couple of years, I have not been treated kindly by my family doctor, and that is not okay. And that's why I'm speaking out about it, is because it's not okay. And I know that there are others of you who are just dealing with it. Many of you Canadians are just dealing with it because you have no other choice. You can't just go find a different family doctor easily. It's a long wait. And I understand that, because I'm with you there. I'm definitely with you there. And that's not to say that I haven't had positive experiences with my family doctor. He's been my doctor my entire life. But people can change. People are broken and they have their own traumas that they carry, and that's why I'm wanting to be sensitive to our healthcare professionals, because they're not perfect. People lose their temper. People can be impatient. And I understand that. I really do. But when it becomes a regular occurrence in your appointments to the point where you don't feel safe to go to your appointments alone, that's a problem. It's a problem when you can't even go to your appointments alone because you know that you will be dismissed or unheard. You know that it's a problem when you have to wait months and months and months to see a doctor who dismisses you. We've all been there. If we have chronic illness, we've all been there. And I'm really hoping that something changes. I am sending out a report on my experiences, and I'm hoping that something can be done about this. I'm not somebody to wish poor things upon anybody, and I'm not somebody who wants bad things to happen to my doctor or for him to be returned the treatment that he's treated me with. But I do hope that they can help him see the error of his ways. And I know that I'm also to fault at times, because being chronically ill is very stressful, and it can cause you to not be able to control your sadness or your frustration at times. And so I'm not perfect, I'm not the model patient here, but I'm sharing this because I know that so many of you go through this too, and I just wanted to say that it's okay to stand up for yourself if you are undergoing poor treatment from your doctors, from anybody. You need to stand up for yourself. You need to take care of yourself. And if you're also chronically ill and going through the same thing, it's time to stand up. It's time to find somebody else to see, because them treating you poorly is going to contribute to your poor health at some point if you let it drag on for too long. I really thought that I could wait this thing out with my doctor, that we could come to a place of reconciliation, I guess, and maybe we still can. But at this point, I'm really searching for someone else to take over my care, because I cannot tolerate being treated poorly every time I need to make a connection in my hometown in the medical world. But I hope that you can have a positive experience, and I hope that my experience can help you feel not so alone, and to also encourage you to fight for yourself, because you deserve it. You get one body, you get one chance, and you deserve the best care. And I hope that you find it. Okay, so this is following up. In the video previously that you just watched, I decided to report my family doctor, and so I started off with my clinic that I'm at. So I've scheduled a meeting with the executive director and the clinic director to discuss my concerns, and so that is this Wednesday, and I'll let you know how it goes. Good morning, everybody. Sorry. Today is Tuesday, December 10th, and today I have a meeting with the clinic director and the executive director for my area regarding my primary care. So this is all going to be in a separate video, and I'm not making this video to complain or whine or anything like that, but to rather bring awareness to neglectful treatment. And I also want to provide good resources for anyone else who's going through this and doesn't know where to start. And so I've arranged this appointment to discuss the things that have been going on in my doctor appointments. I'm bringing my husband with me because he is a witness to the treatment that I have been dealt, and I'll let you know how it goes, but I also just wanted to share how I've been preparing for this appointment. So Matt and I have sat down. Sorry, my voice is, I'm still recovering from a cold, but whatever. Matt and I have sat down and we have made a list of the things that are our concerns and examples of what has been done regarding those concerns. And then I've just been sitting here this morning praying over my list to see if there's anything that I should add or remove, and also just praying for the appointment in itself, because I believe in a God who fights for us, and I believe that he has my best at heart. And so that's why I'm bringing this to God, because he has more power than these clinic directors in this case. And I just feel comforted knowing that he's the one who's fighting for me in this case. It's not just me, it's not just these professionals. And yeah, just praying that the best outcome would come out of this. I will let you know how it goes, and I probably will not be posting this until action has been taken, because I don't want to affect my care. So, okay everybody, today is Wednesday, December 19th, and I have a bit of an update for you guys. So, I think I updated you about how the meeting went with my clinic. If I didn't, then you're gonna see me backtrack and do that now. But if I already have, you've seen it. So basically in that appointment, they said that they would talk to a couple of doctors and see if I could be added onto their care. And so I got a phone call back yesterday that one of them is willing to meet with me in the new year. And so I don't know if that means that she's taking on my care. What I can understand is that this is like an initial appointment to see if we're a good fit. And if we're a good fit, then she'll take over my care. Is kind of how I understood it. So we will see. But that just makes me feel really hopeful. Just to have hopefully a better relationship with my primary care moving forward by just finding somebody else. And so I really hope that this will be positive, and I really think it was time. So yeah, if you find yourself in a similar situation, I hope that this video encourages you to fight for yourself and to look into other options. I know that not everybody's clinic will be understanding of their situation, and I also know that not everybody has access to be able to get in with a family doctor at all. And so I do feel very grateful, and I am grateful for how my previous primary care has helped me, but he isn't helping me anymore. I can't be afraid to go to appointments by myself in fear that he's going to yell at me, and I also want to participate as a patient in my own care without being afraid that he's going to get angry at me or dismiss me. And so it was time. So that's kind of how that went. This video isn't coming out until I've completely finished this front to back, and so I'll update you on how that appointment goes. Hello everybody! Today is Thursday, March 6th, and I have some updates for you guys. So as you can see, this has been going on for a good chunk of time, like since November. And I have been keeping this all to myself, other than sharing with some friends and family, but it's time to bring it here to you guys. So I was supposed to have my appointment in February, but it got moved to March, and so that pushed off this video until now. I will be meeting with this new doctor next week, Tuesday, so March 11th, and I would greatly appreciate your prayers that this doctor would take on my case, because I really can't go back to my other one. I just really want to see positive outcomes moving forward in my care, especially in my hometown. Like, most of my doctors are actually from like nearly 3 hours away, and I really need a primary care in my hometown who can establish good connections for me in the medical field. Yeah, I just want a doctor who actually sees me and who actually cares for my case and takes it seriously. And even when I had to dig through some of my notes for something, and I came across like a referral that my old doctor made, and literally his words were, "I'm referring her to you because I apparently am not doing what she wants." Like, I don't want a doctor to speak about me that way behind my back to other doctors. And so that is why I am making this video, because yeah, we deserve better care. And so I would really appreciate your prayers that this appointment goes really well, and I will update you all next week on how that goes. I, of course, am taking Matt with me because he's already met with her, and just for my own comfort and my own sake. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Don't forget to give this video a like, and if you would like to continue to follow my journey, I'd love to have you, and you can subscribe down below. I post every Thursday, so I'll see you guys next week. Bye!